Welcome to Stock Talk. This is your host, Scott. Hope you've had a good few days trading in the market. It's been a little while since I've been able to get on. We did have a holiday. Market was open today finally, and actually had a decent day in the market today. We were up for a good while, but NVAX sold off towards the end of the day, which kind of messed up my whole day. But other than that, we did have a pretty good day. We did pocket some money, so we're going to talk about that, what's been going on with the portfolio the last few days and what I've been doing. So let's go ahead and dive right into that portfolio. We'll talk about the trades I've made, and then we'll kind of talk about what our game plan is for tomorrow and the rest of this week. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at our portfolio. So as you can see here, we had a pretty red day today. You do see a little green on the charts there. Some of them were up most of the day, and then we had a sell-off towards the end of the day on the NVAX, as I mentioned. So let's just talk about it. VXRT actually was up pretty good at the very beginning of the day. It had gotten all the way up to 569, and then it sold off towards the end of the day, along with the NVAX. NKLA, we had a good day with that one. Look at that. It was up 40.79%. NKLA, that's the electric car company, truck company actually. They did sign a big deal with GM to work on a truck, and so that's what made it pop today. I actually had been adding to that one on 9.2 and 9.3. We added in at 39.46. We already had some. We were just adding to it. And then 9.3 we added again at 36.15. So it did get a good pop today. I watched it for a little while, and then I set me a sell order out there at 51. And it did take that sell order, so we sold out of it at 51, 33% gain or so on stocks that we didn't have that long at all. I think we had, the oldest one was 18 days that we had, the other two from 9.3 and 9.2, so very short turnaround on some of that. So we were happy with that. Now that's one we've traded a couple times now. It's going to be one of these electric car companies we'll keep an eye on. As it dips, we'll buy back into that one as well. But we had to take that money today, especially with what's been going on with us here lately on our portfolio. One of those things I talk about all the time is pocketing money, and that was a good opportunity to pocket some good money. Had a pretty good stake in it, so we went ahead and took that money. EXAS, as you can see, EXAS kind of fighting back towards even today. It was down for a little while, but it did fight back up to the 74.65 range. HTBX was up a little bit, 11-12%. That's good, but we're a good ways down on that one, so nothing we're going to be selling anytime soon. Let's talk NVAX. NVAX, last time we were on here, it had just gotten under 100, gotten close to that 94 range, which was supposed to be the floor that people were talking about, but it blew right through the floor in the last few days. Last week I did actually do a trade on that one. I want to kind of talk about that one for a minute, that trade that I did on NVAX. It was not something I normally do, but since NVAX has gotten beat up so bad, and we've traded it pretty good this year, I wanted to reduce the cost average of those shares I was holding. Some of those I bought as high as 175, and this thing was down to, it hit that floor the other day. It actually gotten up close to 100, and then it went back down to that 94 range. So I bought in some there, and then when it hit 90. Let's see what it was, 91.43. 91.43. When it hit that 91.43, and actually went lower than that the other day. Let's see, that was on 9.4. I bought several shares of that, and my game plan was to try to sell those same shares before the day ended. All right, now, and it did exactly what I was hoping it would do. It went back up to that 94 level, and so the same number of shares, which were a pretty good bit of shares I bought, I unloaded those, made a good pocket, a good bit of money there, but at the same time when I sold, of course, when you sell, it's the first in, first out. So the shares that actually sold were some high dollar shares. I'm talking about some of them as high as 175. So those actually took a big loss on those, but we're holding a much lower share price now. So got the cost average back down to about cost average, yeah, I got it at 126 and 118 in the two different accounts. So still high compared to where it is now, 85, 31. But we know when this thing takes off, it can take off and go in a hurry. But today, it was actually having a decent day at one time, almost even. And then towards the end of the day, it just sold off big time for some reason. I'm not sure why it sold off towards the end of the day. I think there was some articles about the safety of these vaccines that came out and that kind of thing. So I may have spooked some folks. So I did watch it in after hours. It did pop back up there a little bit in after hours. Some more news came out about another one of these companies that had some problems with their testing. And so I guess that was, in some people's eyes, good news for NVAX because it's one of the competitors that may be dropping behind them right now. So again, this is not really a race to the finish for NVAX. This is they've signed all kinds of agreements with countries to sell their vaccine. So that's a done deal. If they get a vaccine that works, I believe these countries will buy that vaccine. So I'm not concerned about that, especially if they get it this year and into next year. They've got plenty of manufacturing lined up to do that. So everything's looking good with that. It's terrible to take these beatings that we've been taking on a stock, especially one that's gone so well. But that's what happens with these pharmaceuticals, and you gotta have a tough gut to trade them. So, but I did do that the other day just to fix that cost average. Did want to make a little pocket money as well, and we did that last week. I think it was last Friday that I did that. So, it was on a 9-4. So we bought and sold in the same day, a good number of shares, just a quick trade there, and pocket a little bit of money there. All right. So next on the list, let's go back to our portfolio. So we got XOM. XOM has been, again, a disappointment for me, but that's has all to do with this coronavirus, lack of transportation. Nobody's filling their cars up hardly, and if they are, they're filling it up very cheap. So gonna have to wait a while on that one. That's all there is to it. Same with the X. X got beat up pretty good again today. Not a bad place to be buying right there at that 746. I've got plenty. I did take a look at Cliffs. I'd like to buy that Cliff when X dips, but Cliff's just not dipped enough for me yet to get back into that one. But that's probably the one I'm going to be buying next. CLF, if the steel drops too much more. I'll be watching Cliff to see if it drops enough for me to get in there. Okay, ACB, that's the one that did the reverse split, and it's kind of in no man's land right now, so we're not even concerned with that one. But so let's talk about what we're going to do later this week. One thing good that we did today with that sale of NKLA was we got more cash on the sideline, got our cash back up to about 26%, which is good. So I was happy to do that. It gives us a little bit of trading room this week, and we pocketed some good money, so we're good for the week on the pocket. That's always nice to get out of the way on a Tuesday. So we'll be looking for things like Cliff to drop. Don't want to cost average a whole lot more things. I may try to do a NVAX trade like I did the other day if it takes a beating and drops too far real quick. Because usually what it does, if it takes a deep drop like that, usually it's going to bounce about halfway back up anyway. So if it drops $10, you can bet it's going to probably jump back up, $3 to $4 or $5. I hope it doesn't do that. I'd rather see it go up. Now it was up in after hours, so hopefully it can keep that momentum. But kind of lost a little confidence in it right now. But again, not in the company, but in the stock. Okay, so the stock is can't find a bottom. That's never a good thing. Also, we've got a little bit of market issues going on now too. I was looking at that. We got the Dow down 4% the last 5 days. We've got the S&P down 5.5% the last 5 days. And the NAS is really getting beat up worse than any of them, down 9.15% the last 5 days. So we've got a little, the market's broke right now. The stock's broke right now. Company's not broke as far as NVAX goes, but it can't find a bottom. So that's always an uneasy feeling. But I'm hanging on to the same number of shares. I just swapped some out and took a loss. We have pocketed plenty of money to cover that this year, so I'm not worried about that. We're still way ahead on the pocketing of money as far as that goes. We're way in the green on that. So we can do things like that to keep our cost average down, and then that way when it turns, we can get back to an even spot pretty quick on what we're holding. So that's good. All right. So that's just some things I might try to do. A quick trade on NVAX. If it takes a big dip, I may jump in there and try to grab some and sell it the same day. Got to let all the cash settle right now because I've got some cash that hadn't settled yet. So I can't really do that till all this cash settles. And I don't want to get some kind of alert or something like that. They'll get on to you when you trade before the cash settles. Usually I don't have that problem because I've got enough cash on the side to do trades, but we kind of got way down there the other day, but it should settle probably tomorrow or next day. So may be able to do it tomorrow if it takes a beating tomorrow. But I'm sure hoping this thing turns, but we'll see. Let's take a quick look and see what's going on in the market tonight. Let's go ahead and go over there and take a look at that. All right, so the futures looks like it's down a little bit on Dow, 49, 2 on the S&P, and NAS up a little bit. So kind of flat right now, so we'll be watching that. Let's just take a peek and see where we're at on our oil. I hadn't looked at that in a while. Oil's back down to $36 a barrel, 39 Brent. That's why our oil stocks are getting beat up. And one thing I've noticed too before in the past, that the steel usually gets beat up about the same time oil does. So it says the demand fears here, and of course, till this virus thing gets over with, we're going to have trouble with that. So that's about all. I mean, that's pretty much nothing major's going on right now. We'll keep an eye on things tomorrow, but have a great day of trading tomorrow, and just be careful. The market is pulling back a little bit. Careful how you put your money in. It's hard to trade when the thing's pulling back, but if you get opportunities like I got today, that's why you take them. All right. So we'll talk to you later, and happy trading. We'll see you. Bye. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe by clicking this button right here. Thanks. Bye.